syndrome, which is a nerve
Ah,
thing.
yeah. Well, that occurs in Parkinson's too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find red wine and caffeine make it worse.
What a
Red
shame.
wine is the worst.
What a shame.
Yeah, but I take magnesium, and that just
Yeah, I'm on magnesium too.
it's great.
Yeah. How much do you take?
I just kind of one or two pills
Yeah.
a night. And only when it's.
Yeah, talking about the music.
Yeah.
One of the other thoughts I had, in the context of all parts harmonising, is to have the melody come out strongly by dropping off the dynamics on all other three parts. So where the melody might be at an F, then the supporting parts would be in P.
Yeah.
So that the melody stands out before we resort to doubling up on the melody for the long pads.
Yeah.
So that was one thought. I think that would make that better balanced in that.
Yeah, it's a bit chunky at the moment.
Yeah. And the other thing I experimented with is, building the dynamics as we went through. So systematically working up from PP to P to MP and so on. No, I think that'll be good because, as you say, you need to grab people pretty soon in the overall scheme of things.
Yeah.
And I think to have a really strong and rich sounding first chorus is probably one way of doing that. So long as it doesn't take away from the overall dynamic integrity of the thing throughout the whole piece.
Yeah, I think if we keep this first chorus a bit on the softer side rather than.
And the other thing I was keen to do was towards the end is play around with the dynamics so that we can diminuendo for effect.
Yeah.
Right near the end before swelling up again into a crescendo and a finale, if you like.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna. So I reckon your suggestion of the echo thing will probably work in verse 2 if we did something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, do like a round. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean it just works without manipulating it at all.
Yeah, what I was doing is just mucking around with the end phrases.
Yeah.
So as to stretch those out so it gets out of sync. But I guess this would work as well, so long as the adjacent bars are compatible, with the notes.
Well, I think it's just looking at your chord structure. I think that's going to work.
Yeah.
Almost automatically.
Yeah, I mean that sounded pretty good.
So we just kind of
change.
We would do something like. So perhaps do that in the soprano and altos. There, just for an example for right now.
Yep.
Put that, something like that in the basses, and then just maybe we could, put perhaps that could be a good place to do a part split.
Yep.
That's probably a bit low for the basses, but I'll just do a cheap version here. Oops. Just to give you an idea of what it's going to sound.
So is there any science to the inversions you're doing there?
I'm just trying to avoid doing parallel fifths and all those stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on there? So, and then we'd have something similar in the tenors.
Which is very special in my heart, of course, being a tenor.
Oops.
One of the difficulties I ran into as a novice, having read a few basic rules about harmonising. Well, I was running out of headspace or bottom space, in that I was trying not to cross the harmony lines and just simply running out of space, out of range.
Yeah, it happens. It's not as easy as it looks.
No, it's quite tricky.
Yeah, you think as soon as you solve one rule, you kind of break another one.
You shift the problem.
Let's see how that's gonna. So. Oh, hang on. It's just I've got too much playing there. Okay. Yeah, well, in principle, that's going to work.
Well, I think it works mainly because there's where the overlap occurs, we've got either a steady note being sung by the other part, where the expression or the phrasing, if you like, is coming out in the storyline with the other.
Yeah.
And it's only where you start getting complex in both lines that it might get a bit jumbled. I guess one of the things I'd guard against is losing the message, by having.
Yeah.
And women are very good at that. We'll get in trouble here.
This is on video. You be
I know.
careful.
Well, they seem to be able to talk like motor mouth talk to each other, saying completely different things and
still
somehow understanding each other.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do
so
it.
I think that's basically. I mean, you've hit on one of the kind of rules of counterpoint that you learn is don't have too much going on.
Yeah.
So
because the message is paramount.
Yeah.
And, I think anything we do to lose that would be a backward step. But I like the echo effect.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll play with that for the second verse and kind of make sure it stays clean.
And in a way, I found it particularly effective when I was just playing around with the end phrase, because it's a bit like shouting in a canyon.
This bit.
Say a sentence, and you'd suddenly hear the last phrase that you said echoed off the cliff face. Oops.
Typed in the wrong thing there.
Let's turn this up for the moment.
Ah.